Hello everyone. Welcome to my how-to video. Today I'm going to show you how to make kombucha. Now kombucha is a fermented tea. It is supposed to have some really good health benefits. It's supposed to be very good for your gut health and your stomach because it has some really good bacteria in it. And that might sound weird that there's good bacteria, but there is good bacteria for you in your body. And so kombucha is supposed to be full of this good bacteria. And so this is what we need. This is really simple. Now you might see kombucha in the store and it's really expensive. Like it's $3 or $4 a bottle. That's why I make my own, because I don't have that much money. And I really like the taste of kombucha. And it's supposed to be healthy for me, so that's what I like to drink. So here's all we need today. Water, okay? And you want to make sure that you get water from the store, because if your water is not like a spring water or a filtered water, then the chlorine in it and some of the other chemicals can actually kill the bacteria that's in the kombucha, and it won't work out. So you got to make sure that you get some of this. So this is about $1 a jug at Safeway. Next, you need tea. So I have here, for how much I'm going to make about 2.5 gallons of kombucha today. I've got 12 tea bags. So this is black tea, very healthy for you. Got a lot of really good stuff in here. So tea, and then we're going to need sugar. So we're going to use about 2.5 cups of sugar for 2.5 gallons. It's about 1 cup per gallon, somewhere in there. And so do that, and then last but not least, we have my alien babies. Just kidding. These are what are called scobies, and I have made so much kombucha that I have what we call here a SCOBY hotel. And this is all just my scobies, which is a bacteria. It's kind of like a living thing that is going to, basically, here's how it works. You make sweet tea. That's what I'm going to do to begin with. I'm going to make sweet tea. I'm going to make tea. I'm going to add a bunch of sugar in it to make it sweet tea. And then we're going to add one of these scobies in there with some of this liquid in here too, which has the active ingredients. And then this SCOBY is going to eat up all the sugar that's in our sweet tea and actually ferment it and make it so it has bubbles and stuff like that, so it's carbonated. That's one of my favorite parts about kombucha is I love the fermentation, that it makes it all carbonated and fizzy. And I'll show you when I'm done here. I've got some stuff that's actually done and ready to go. I'll show you what it looks like. So here's how we're going to start out. We're going to start out by just taking one of these gallons, and I've got my jars right down here, and I'm just going to pour some water in each jar. Do that. I want to make sure they're all even. That's the big thing with this. Finish that one off. Let me open another one up. Like I said, we're going to make about 2.5 gallons. I got 3 gallons here. So now we'll go down and I'll check it out. No, they're not quite even. This one could use a little bit more. This one needs quite a bit more. All right. Those are looking pretty darn even to me. And why I want them to be even is I'm basically... I'm going to just make a concentrate of the sweet tea, and then I'm going to pour it in each one. And so I make sure I have the same amount in each one. I need these to be even so I can just measure it out each time. So next I'm going to make our sweet tea. So here I have a big old steel pan. This is going to be perfect for what we're going to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pour, I don't know, maybe 1/2 gallon to 3/4 of a gallon in here. And I'm going to turn it to high heat and get it going pretty darn good. Get it boiling. All right, so my water is getting really close to boiling, so I'm going to go ahead and throw my tea in here. Got it right here. I'm just going to go ahead and throw that in the water. Give it a nice little stir to make sure it's incorporated. Basically, I'm going to let this simmer in the water for about 10 minutes. I'm going to stir it here and there for about 10 minutes and just let it chill out and make tea. Stir in the tea, stir in the tea, stir in the tea. All right. As you can see, our tea is now looking nice and black. That was all just water before, but we've let the bags be in there for about 10 minutes now. So now we're gonna start to take them out. All right, so here we go. This is what I'm gonna do. I got my slotted spoon here, which is perfect for this. I'm just gonna scoop out our tea bags. Now there's still a lot of water left in these tea bags. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take another spoon and I'm just gonna press down on it because there's a lot of good tea flavor in these tea bags still. So we do that just to get everything out. And then I'm gonna put it in the garbage. Get my next ones, bring them on up. Give them a press. There we go. Perfect. Another one. Da-na-na. I think I got about 6 more to go, maybe. Started with 12. Oh. Oh, yeah. And one more. And we almost got our kombucha. Kinda. All right. So now we add our sugar. So like I said, we're gonna do about 2.5 cups of sugar here. I'm gonna get my good old, whatever you call this thing, blender thingy. And I'm gonna put my cup in here. So here's 1 cup of sugar, and I wanna kinda put it in here slowly and stir it while it's going. There's 1 cup. Stir it on up, let it get in there. Go 2 cups. Stir it up. Again. Good stuff. All right, we'll do about a 1/2 cup here, maybe a little bit more. Give our scobies a little extra food to eat. Treat the SCOBY right and it'll treat you right in the end. All right. Now we go ahead and turn it off. Give it a good stir. Make sure that sugar is all dissolved in there. All right, that should be good. And now we go back to our nice little jars here. And we're gonna do this. Take this. This is where it was very important for us to have all equal amounts of water in there. So now I'm gonna take a little there, a little here, a little here. I'm gonna look at them, see if they're about even, pretty close. We don't want any of our jars here to get jealous of another one because it has more sweet tea in it. All right, so that is pretty darn close. I've finished with everything. So now, what we have to do now is we have to, well, I'm going to give it a good stir first to mix everything up. I'm just going to add a little bit more water into this. Don't want to fill it all the way up because I've still got to put my SCOBY in here and about a cup of juice from the SCOBYs, our starter fluid. So, a little bit more here. here. Give it a little bit more. A little bit more. A little bit more. All right, that looks pretty darn good. Give it another nice little stir here. Now, I'm going to let it sit for just a little bit. It is pretty cool right now since I had the cold water already in there. But if it's too hot when you put the SCOBY in there and the starter liquid, it'll actually kill your bacteria too. So that's just something you really got to watch out for, because if you kill the bacteria, it's not going to work. It's not going to be any good. Okay, so I'm going to give it just about maybe 20 minutes for it to cool down a little bit more. Then I'll add my SCOBY and my starter liquid in there, and then we're set. All right, we're back. Now I have my sweet tea here. It has cooled down to about room temperature, maybe a little above. So now comes the fun part. So now I have my SCOBYs here. As you can see, and let me just show you what this looks like. I'm going to take off my ring because it gets a little interesting now. So I'm reaching in to my SCOBY jar, and you can see what these things look like. They're beautiful. Oh yes, a face only a mother could love right here. So I'm just going to take one of these. And this is kind of two of them glued together, and that's fine. It's not really going to mess anything up too much. Actually, I might pull these two. There we go. So here's one. Just goes right on in. We'll do number two. Just put it, boom, right on in there. And then we'll grab, this one looks nice. Oh, no. We'll go with this one. You have been chosen, little SCOBY. Here. Give you a little close-up here. What this thing looks like. Mmm, yummy. Kind of like a big old bacteria tortilla right there. Yummy. And you just boop, drop that on it. So you know, this really very vinegary smelly, and that's kind of what happens. So now we just need to put some starter fluid in here. Some of this stuff, it's been sitting for quite some time. It has quite the aroma to it, but this is going to kickstart our process here. So about a cup in each one. So almost got a cup there, not quite. I'll come back to it. A little bit more in here. And we'll go for our second go around. Better to put more starter liquid in than less. It's not going to hurt anything by putting more in. And there we go. And that is how we make kombucha. Wash my hands really fast. So our next part we have to do is we just need to cover it. Okay, so we want it covered, but it has to be breathable. You don't want to put like a lid on here. So for this one, I have this nice little cloth that I'll put on there for my SCOBY Hotel. And then for these other ones, I do have cloths. I don't know where they're at right now, but you know what works just fine is coffee filters. So I'll just take some coffee filters, which I have right here, and just get a rubber band. Keeps the ants out. Put this on down. Like that. Boom, bam. And just go like this. Like this. This one might need double. All right. And there you have it. Now the process is we have to let this sit for anywhere from 7 to 10 days. And I'll be checking in with you. We'll check on the status of our kombucha throughout the week, and then once it's ready, you'll see it's pretty dark colored right now. That will become a lot lighter as the SCOBY eats up the sugars, and it'll become less and less sweet, and a little bit, kombucha has this little tart kick to it, so it'll have a little kick to it after a while. And then at that point, we'll take our kombucha after 7 to 10 days, and I'll make a video of that too, and then we'll put it in different bottles with some fruit juice in there, so we'll have flavored kombucha. and it's delicious. So that's it. I'm just going to put this in a really warm spot. You want to keep it about 70 to 80 degrees somewhere, so the hottest spot in your house would be perfect. All right, as promised, I made this one, got done maybe a week ago, and it's been sitting in my fridge. So I actually filled it up to about here with orange juice, some organic orange juice, and then I put some ginger in it, some fresh ginger, so it's an orange ginger flavor. And I'll just show you what this looks like here once you pour it, how fizzy it gets and everything like that. So this is 32 ounces. This would cost anywhere from $7 to $8. If you were to buy this in a store, I probably made this bottle for 20 to 30 cents. So save a lot of money. Now it's got some little, see at the top of it, you can't see this, I'm trying to grab it for you, but it's a little slimy. It actually was developing, if I could figure out where this camera is, a little SCOBY on the top as well. And it'll do that once you put it in its individual bottles. And for that reason, we get some kind of chunks in here and stuff, but it's not gonna hurt you if you drink it, but I just don't like the texture of it. I just want liquid. So I use a little filter here to help me with. And so we just put that over our glass and we pour it on in. And then you can see, this is our kombucha. And that is absolutely delightful. I actually like the taste of mine more than the stuff in the stores. I think it's a little bit sweeter, but I know exactly what I'm putting into it. It's all organic. It's all organic juice, organic sugar, organic tea. And so it's really good stuff, made for cheap. All right, so now it is your guys' turn. You just saw my how-to video on how to make kombucha. Now, I want you guys to make a how-to video. If you don't have a camera or a way in order to make a video, you can go ahead and write it out like step 1, step 2, I have to do this. And this can be anything you like to do. I love to make kombucha. I'm a huge fan of it. So maybe you want to show me how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, or mac and cheese, or a grilled cheese sandwich. You could show me how to load the dishwasher, to unload the dishwasher. It could be anything you want. It just has to be step by step, showing me directions on how to do something that you like to do.